we might go shopping. Okay. But can we afford to go shopping? Maybe, maybe not. Maybe we can. But we have to practice those positive financial habits. And then life has happened. So we have to overcome the fear, false evidence of appearing real. What is it? That old saying, false evidence appearing real, right? And then the shame. So let's get over it. Let's not judge people because we've all been in some place, whether it's financial or whatever. So we have to, overcome it. And then peer pressure. Sometimes we don't realize that we are being pressured and practice the willpower. So say no. Let's kind of piggyback off of that conversation from last week. So from what no, somebody tell me what y'all remember. How did we end that? When did we start? What did we start talking about? Does anybody want to start that conversation? So, would you?
In particular, when they ask for something or in need of something, it's hard for me to say no.
So I struggle with that too. How many people struggle with that? Anybody else? I know not everybody do because my husband will say, I know he don't struggle with it because we've had family members that want to borrow money, and the way that he responds, I love. He'll say, "Okay, if I give it to you this time, what you gonna do next month?" Right? And then what people don't realize, the money coming out of our pocket. So then I tell him they got to go by me too. So the other part of that is that um, I also have to, like, he'll say that, but then it could also be depending on who it is that he'll say that to. He might say that, but he'll tell me no like that, like that. But it's like, okay, now we just finished talking about our budget, and then he'll come back later after he told me no. He'll step back and think about it. He's like, yeah, well, it's like a habit for him to say no. But it's not a habit for him to say no to everybody else as quickly. So I have to point that out. And it's okay because we've been married for 34 years. And I need to let him know that, okay, now just like we're being disciplined, whoever's asking you for that money, they don't hear me, but they going to have to be disciplined too because they're going to have to live by the same financial rules that's in my household if they want me to lend them the money or if they want us to lend them the money.
Bad thing for me is when I lend it now to family is well, it's been like that. I don't even expect it back. So it's really not a loan. It's really a gift. So when I give it, I already decide that I'm not gonna even get it back.
And that's a very good point. Oh, I'm sorry.
I'm sorry. I just when I give lend money to family members, I just decide right then and there I'm not gonna get it back. So I don't even expect it back, although they say it's a loan. So
And they happy though, as long as you're not expecting it back. Right, right. And you're happy when they give it back. Yeah, because I see. Yep. Yeah. Right.
that's not shame on me. So no, I'm not gonna keep giving the same person money that you know. But you do have those that'll try you the second time after a year or two, and they think you've forgotten or whatever.
Well, I have
So
to say, I've had that situation though. I've had a relative where they would come repeatedly ask me for the same amount every month. The same amount. No, they gave it back. They would give it back, but they keep coming to me. It's either way, it's still a habit. It's still a habit. So then I had to break the habit of I had to start saying no, because it's like if you're gonna come back and keep asking me for it, even if it's the same amount or not, I have to start saying no. It was not easy because I thought that Like, man, if I tell her no, if I tell him no, they're not gonna like me. Or how's that gonna change our relationship? And it's a relative, huh?
My when I first got married into my husband's family, his brother-in-law said, "I'm telling y'all right now, I don't belong to family members." And I was like, "My goodness, it's just our honeymoon. We can't even." But he said that way I don't have to worry about falling out with you if you don't pay it back. So I never ever even asked him or even thought about asking him
Hmm.
because he had made it clear up front, don't ask because I'm not giving.
Yeah, I like that though. I like that because that's what I do with my kids now. Because my son, I wanted him to be the type of man that a woman that he could be a good husband. And so I tell him out of love because some people wouldn't agree with some of the things that I did, and I'm not gonna tell the story because. But anyway, all I have to say, I showed some really tough love at a time that was really tough for them, and I just had to pray on it. And I said, I love you. I'm doing this for that, doing this for you. And I wrote his wife a letter. She didn't reply, but it worked out because later he thanked me for it, and they're in a better place. But they were like kind of, I don't want to say on the verge of homeless, but sometimes I tell my kids, unless I allow you to be creative enough to go through the struggle, you won't be creative. And it really does put you in a more creative place. But you don't know that until you go through it. It's sort of like, when you're little and your kids don't have no toys and they playing whatever, they beating on the pan or whatever. Yeah, on the stairwells. That's creative. That's drawing out what's in them, those what do you call it, those skills. And if unless we are strong enough to allow them to go through that, they don't even realize how strong they are. My daughter wants to be independent. Well, she lived in Dallas. She's back home right now, so she's kind of like she's been on her own. So it's a struggle for her to like be back home. She said, "Well, Mama, like when I leave again, if things don't," well, she didn't even say if things don't go right. She just said, "Can I come back home?" I'm like, "You can always come back home." Now, my husband probably would say something different. But I'm like, she gonna have one more time to come home, and if she comes home one more time, it's because she's gonna have a launching pad, and you can't come back home after that. So my thing is that you have to give people boundaries, and you have to do what work for you because everybody's situation is different. So we have to make work count. Consider the tools to help accumulate dollars. Tools are your income. If you have an account or bank account or CD, certificate of deposit or whatever, find out from the bank, does it pay compound interest? The power of no. When we say no, how much money are we saving? I've saved a lot of money since I started saying no because I realized if I didn't say no, I was starting a habit. And we have to be careful of the habits that we start. A family member or friend that can afford to be supportive. Sometimes support can just be, I love you. Sometimes support can be, I'll give you a plate of food. That's where I am right now. I give people a plate of food. I'm not loaning anybody money. They can't come stay with me. I've let people come and live in my house for a short period of time. I put a number on that. Nobody else can come and stay with me. But I'll give them a plate of food. But I'm not, I don't cook as much as I used to because my kids are grown. They're not at home anymore. So I'm looking to go eat someplace else myself. So I tell them, if you cook, I'll come and be your company. So the other thing, make work count. Another tool is just having a savings account or checking account, and then the bank on approved accounts that I mentioned earlier. Secret to saving cash: don't stop believing in your ability. If we have to fall off the horse or fall, just get back up, try it again. Have you all heard of the savings plan? I think I'll go through this. It's a savings challenge where you save $1 one week, $2 a second week, $3 a third week, and you do that for 52 weeks, and you end up having over $1,300. So try that because it really does work. It's called a 52-week savings plan, and it's gonna come up in here in a little bit. So understand your account, available funds, because sometimes if when you go to click on your bank account and you see it says available, have a conversation with the bank. Find out with the bank teller, branch teller, or whatever, the bank person. find out, what does available funds mean? When does the bank make those funds available? Because sometimes you might think the funds are available and they're not really available. Yeah. So that's the other thing, is that we have to have a relationship with a financial institution. It might seem a little bit uncomfortable, but the more you talk with them, when they get to know you, they'll be, hey, Miss Green. That's what you want to hear. You want to hear your name. Okay. And so find support, accountability, and financial coaching at no cost. I know you're going to have somebody talk about that later, but United Way 211, they also have financial coaches. But that's so you can increase financial education, savings, improve credit, manage payday and auto title loans, build assets, and then sacrifice to save versus sacrificing your savings. Sacrifice to save versus sacrificing your savings. So learn about resources such as the Alliance. The Alliance for Multicultural Service is one of those nonprofit organizations where they will match your savings, and it depends. It's a non. Most of the things I talk about will be nonprofits. So it depends on if the nonprofit has funding, because the resources are only good as long as the nonprofit funding is available. So the Alliance for Multicultural Services have match savings programs, and I think it goes like, if you save 1,000, I think they match it 1,000. It could be matched 5,000 depending on the funding, and it would be usually for education, and it could be for some other asset. Covenant Community Capital. Have y'all heard of them before? Covenant Community Capital. They also have a match savings program, and with theirs, I think it's you save 1,000 and match it 2,000, and then you can use the 3,000 for down payment assistance for first time for like buying a home. Sorry about that. I just love pictures and quotes, but I kind of threw these pictures on there. Healthy habits equals healthy finances. So you have to choose your mindset. You have to choose what you do today can improve all your tomorrows. And I love pictures, and so I love just kind of heart health. What you eat can also impact your finances, because later, how will your health impact your finances? So we have to do what we can to eat healthy today. And then I like the one over all the way to the right. Dear stress, you're no good for me. I'm breaking up with you. We have to figure out what's causing us stress and get the stress, whoever, whatever that is, remove it out of our lives. And sometimes that could be stunning our growth. Okay, this is a breakout session. So, if you all don't mind, we're going to have a breakout session. And what I want you all to do, I have like these handouts, and I'm going to hold them up like in 4 corners. And you all go to the area where you're going to say, this is the goal that you're reaching for. Emergency savings. I'll read them out right quick. Emergency savings, car, truck, some type of vehicle. If you have some other goal that I haven't mentioned, if you want a business, if you want to focus on retirement, if you want to focus on purchasing a home or paying taxes, and investments. I don't think I have all of those up here. But these are the first 5 questions. Like, you're going to just take a minute to kind of answer that within the group, whichever goal session that you go to. This is only going to take probably about 10 minutes. And then when we come back, we're going to discuss it. Because I think what we talk about in these small groups will help us all. And again, I think if we can individually focus on our finances, then collectively we can do so much together. So I'll hold these up. You can look back at the PowerPoint. What's your goal? How can you support each other to accomplish it? Who or what may be a distraction? How can you avoid the distraction? And describe successful support. The last 2, you don't really have to worry about those. But anyway, if we can split into these areas, then we'll talk about it in a minute. Yeah. So anybody interested in retirement? So hold that one up, and then anybody interested in
here, get this stuff. Anybody else with business?
I want to work on some money.
Well, you need to be over there with the investments, because that'll be able to. Okay, so our thing is, so I want to ride. I guess one of the things I want to do. Where should go? Stop. Want to be a professional stylist. So that's what. Okay, so you can do. So here. So this is what we're gonna do. Because most designers are stylists. Stylists. Okay, so chef, we do products. But see, I think one of the things products. So that's your goal. Nonprofit. In order to be successful though, you gotta get one woman. I'm gonna be right there. But you know what? I never did that. I really want to be a motivational speaker. So I'm gonna put motivation. So one of the most things I think in terms of reaching whatever I go, like you were saying, things scatterbrained or whatever, it's not scatterbrained. It's taking the time to stop all the chapters, getting into some quiet place so that we can getting focused. So that's the goal. Get focused. Our number two goal is, I mean, in line with this, because it says, okay, I'm gonna say get focused and disciplined. Because in order for us to do, we gotta focus and we have to discipline. And pick it up today and put it out. So that's discipline. So how can we support each other? By holding each other accountable. How do we do that? Communication. Okay. Keep it before. Keep it before. Okay, I know what y'all saying. Ladies, write your vision and make it plain. That's this.
work on my relationship with God because I know He'll lead me in the right way. And then I need to surround myself with people that answer to me. Because I was talking to somebody today and they said, associate yourself with pigs. Because pigs are, they like to be in the slot. They eat anything. They do anything. It was funny that they made that analogy, and I thought it was a little harsh, but it's true. So, yeah, I think that when you see, I think when I say see, the people that see, they change your see. And I think that you should surround yourself with positive people, or people that has your same, that share your same goal. I just think you should, because you got so many people that will make you feel negative, and you start second guessing. I think God wants you, God, He is a love and understanding. He wants to see His spirit. First of all, think of Him, and then surround yourself with positive people.
Thank you. So I know we almost described successful support. We already said it. That's okay.
Okay, is everybody finished? Has everybody gotten through all 5 questions? So get quickly through all the first 5, and then we're gonna come back together. Retirement. Okay, retirement. Just checking out the groups. Oh,
Talk to Linda Long.
yeah, talk to her afterwards. What are you? Are we? Huh? Well, I'm gonna just ask general questions. Let me see which one. You all are business. Okay. Yeah. Okay. Wrap it up. We can come back on to the group. Taxes. You all about finished? 2 minutes. Okay. I love it. Great. Okay. Other. So what's other? What group are y'all in? I mean, y'all other, but what is?
We already retired and talking about how you save and go retire. We already retired.
Like I saw they needed one more minute.
One more minute.
One more minute.
One more minute.
One more
Okay.
minute.
didn't know all the different stuff that basically I kind of like knew it
So
now.
talk to Marquez because I think she's gonna have some other speakers to come.
Okay.
So all of you talk to Marquez because she may have some other speakers to come because I could touch on all this stuff. But I think she has other speakers coming in, and so make sure they answer the question. Tonight I just kind of wanted the people to be aware, and I could like talk about the topics, but it would be more like on an individual basis.
Okay.
So, but and so you wanted to
I'm in the process of remodeling.
remodeling and then taxes. Okay. And buying a home. And you know they have first time home buyer programs. And then remodeling, are you looking for somebody to do it or what are you looking for? Okay. Okay. I was gonna say if my husband was here, he could tell you. He's the one that was looking for people to do it.
Okay.
Maybe ask me later. Okay, I think we're ready to come back together. Thank you. Yay. Yay. Oh, good. Good. Nah, you can just hold them up and I'm going to ask for each category. Okay, y'all ready? Yeah, keep it. All right, we're ready to come on back for conversation. Man, I just love this. Thank you all for conversation. I appreciate this. Thank you. All right. Everybody that has a sign, hold your sign up because we're going to make sure that we touch on everybody's topic. This is so exciting. Man, thank you all so much. Y'all see how beautiful this is? Y'all see how much we all have in common? So do y'all know like how many people were in your group? Who had the largest group? Who had the largest group? Like how many? Who? Emergency savings. Who had the largest group? Emergency savings. Do y'all emergency savings? Do y'all know how many people were in your group? Was it 7? What was the next largest group? Who had 8? Emergency savings had 8. And how many did retirement have? Retirement had 6. 7. He messed it up. I'm just joking. Okay, so retirement had 7 and emergency savings had 8. Man, I should have brought y'all something. Who had 8? Other had 8. Okay, so other, tell them what you all were. What were your others? What were your topics of other goals? Where's the other mic? Hold on a second. Let me bring you the mic. Just give them the goals that's in the others.
Okay. A lot of us have like retired, and we was trying to figure out what most of the ladies they were talking about how how do less shopping and cutting back on a lot of stuff, and that was their decision in order to maintain. I think Sister Ozine said, "How did you say, Sister Ozine? Stop shopping. Simple as that. Stop shopping. So." Stop going out to eat and all these other different things. And she said by her being able to do this, as a matter of fact, quite a few of them, they were able to spend less, and that makes sense. And where I was concerned, I had my mine was with my children, my grandchildren. How when they say Papa or Daddy, and if I got it, I give it to them without even thinking about it. But I never get my money back. So 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 I had to learn like Sister here girl here say, just say no.
So after we finish going through this, I got another slide for you coming up. It's gonna hit right on that, okay? So give me a minute. Okay, emergency savings. Okay, so somebody give a quick snippet of like what do y'all need help with, or how can you all support each other?
different goals for saving money and for why we want our emergency savings. And then we talked about just say no, don't touch the money once it's in there, and just just don't do it. Just don't spend nothing else. What you say? And we said our slogan, who says I can't? Nobody. So we can do this. We can say.
Who said I can't? Yes, I love that, right? That's awesome. That is so awesome. Huh? All right, First Lady. Let's give her a hand. Who said I can't? That's your slogan. That's awesome. Because just remember, building wealth is about the habit of savings. If it's just a penny, practice saving up a penny a day. It's just a habit. Once you get to saving a penny a day, practice saving a nickel a day. It's just a habit. And if you can't manage a little, you can't manage what? But if you can manage a little, and you can manage yourself. And so, retirements. Did you? Okay.
First of all, I just want to say we need prayer. Okay, one in particular, but just her name, we're not gonna say that she Kathy Gus, but we started our first step program, and she's a spendaholic. Okay, 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 but help is on the way, Sister Gus. Okay, so retirement, of course, we all want to really retire, like really retire, where all you do is get the money and get up and do what you want to do. On that day, we want to retire like that. We have different goals, different options, but we all know that we have to save. And so we have to be more mindful to really save, put the money in a place where it's not easily accessible, because then you're more apt to go right back and get it. And then say no, and don't just spend money like you get a bunch of a large sum of money in your hand. Don't just spend it because you have it, because when you look up, you'll be broke again. All right.
Yes. Yes, yes, yes. Anybody else want to talk from their section? Anybody else? Retirement? No, from not from retirement, from the other sections. Like anybody from car type, car, truck, anybody else? What else? Do y'all want to talk about that? Business? Y'all want to mention something about it? Like, did it help to have support?
Okay. We had business, meaning that one, Sis Carol wants to be a designer and stylist. I want to be a chef, traveling chef, and sell my beauty products like for nonprofit. And we had motivational speaker, Sister Marquise. We want to first be goal focused and disciplined is what we said that we wanted to do, and hold each other accountable to be able to, for one, required for both all of us, and involve associates, family members, negative people, myself. Those are the number three, I think, who we may be distractions. So the associates or family members or negative people may, and ourselves may be a distraction. So breaking, get to our goal. Then we want to work on relationships with God for one, and change our environment if needed, and surround ourselves with self and goal-minded people. So.
Thank you. That's awesome.
Okay, so we had home and taxes, and most of us in our group, we either wanted to purchase a home or remodel a home. But the issue was the resources, like knowing about the home buying seminars and who to, um, get involved with, so we can know the right steps to make when purchasing a home. Uh, and
I think Marquise, you're gonna talk about that doing it. She's gonna talk about that doing the series too, so she'll have the resources for that and for the taxes.
and the taxes, like how taxes fluctuate.
And so, if any of these topics that y'all to discuss, if you wanna, if it's not covered in the series, let us know, and I'll be happy to work with Marquise. Those questions answered if there's a topic that's not covered. Was there another? Was there another? Was that everybody? Got the other retirement emergency. Okay, so how did y'all feel having the support? Did it help? There was one person that was in a session by herself. What were you in? Car and truck?
Nah, I should have been in court.
Were you in that?
I should have been in there.
What do we need to
Come up with an avenue to get more finances in my home. I'm gonna have to be accountable for myself. Everybody else ride.
Well, that don't mean you can't find somebody to be accountable to. Like,
Okay.
but not everybody needs somebody to be accountable to. But if you do,
I'm gonna have to find somebody.
yeah, find
Sister
somebody.
Willie.
There you go. And so what I was gonna say, so how many were in your group? Just you and investment that sister so they were the only ones where it was only one person in the group. How do y'all think that felt? And I couldn't help her. Well, I mean, I couldn't help her because I'm not an investment advisor. All I can do is give you a list of resources and you have to do the research. And the same thing with that. But I'm just saying, so like if you're the one person in the group and you need a support system, how would you feel? Like everybody else that had a larger group, did you feel better because you had a support system? Like even if they couldn't tell you where to go get the resources, they can say, well, we'll help you find those resources, right? It makes a big difference. So let me go ahead and scroll through this because I know it's 8 o'clock. So get to the power of no. How the power of no can help you keep savings in your pocket. So assign a dollar amount to your goal. Set boundaries. Set boundaries to help accomplish your goals by acknowledging who. Remember that who, what, when, where, how. So use that in this scenario. Who and what is keeping you from saving your dollars? When will you eliminate the distraction? You can say, okay, well, I know sister is distracting me. I'm gonna give her 3 months. After that, I'm not helping her anymore. Put a restraint on it. Put some boundaries around it. When will you eliminate the distraction? Put a month and date on it, okay? Write yourself a script or letter to confirm the deadline and the date and stick to it. Because I literally had to do this for me. It's like write this down because I did have a challenge of funding one of my relatives, and I felt so much better after I actually did it. And she still loved me anyway. The conversation wasn't too bad, and it was okay. So write yourself a script if you need to. Write yourself a letter. Where will you get support to accomplish the goal? So that's what this scenario is about. You know, can you all hold each other accountable if somebody was in your group today? If not, find somebody else that you can hopefully be accountable to. How can you avoid the distraction? What will help you stick to saving the dollars? Put a dollar amount on, if you don't have the distraction, how much can you save? Determine a set savings amount and don't spend below that amount. If you say, I want to buy a car, save $1,000, say, I'm not going to spend below this, I'm not going to give below that to whoever's asking you for money. Determine how much will you save by avoiding the distraction. That'll be great when you can see the dollar amount that you've actually saved by saying no. So managing your individual finances can collectively build wealth to help your community. So this is the one I was telling you about earlier, plans to save. Like if you save $1 one week, $2 the second week, $3 the third week, for 52 weeks you'll have $1,378. And I forgot to pass out the sign-in sheet. So I'll get the sign-in sheet, and if you all want the presentation, put a check by your name, sign in, and I'll send it to you. But you'll get $1,378 in 52 weeks if you try this. And be disciplined, make it a habit. I don't, but if you when I pass out the sign-in sheet, if you put your email address, I'll send it to you. And then I think a lot of times we've gotten away from writing things down. If you go to the bank, they still have those, they have the ledgers and they have the coin wrappers where you can put your money in the coin wrappers. They still have that, but you have to ask for it. So prioritize your yes and your no. Which answer will help you save you money to pay debt, improve your credit score with access to credit, to stack your cash for the future, like if you want a vacation or whatever. If you say yes or say no, figure out which one is how I look at a budget. You know, it's like when stuff happens. Because stuff is gonna happen, and you have to make a wish list, when stuff happens list, based on your individual finances. And then make sure you put savings in there somewhere. If you just have to give to the family member, you know you're gonna do your tithes. If you just have to give to the family member, put up a limit on that. Put the amount in your budget. So you know, okay, well, I've done this for the month. I've already given to my relatives. I'm not giving any more. So basically, make your list and then stick to your budget. Control what's in your wallet. Discipline, consistency, persistence builds wealth. SMART goals. Specific, measurable, attainable, realistic, and timely. Those are goals in financial coaching through nonprofit agencies. Can help budget to save. Determine what cash is going in and what's going out. Again, you can visit the joinbank1.org/coalition map to find those safe and affordable bank accounts, checking accounts that meet bank on national account standards. Save at least 3 to 6 months of expenses. Right now, I'm out of a job, which would be really stressful if I hadn't saved in preparation for this time. So I'm looking for a job, but at least I will be in another month. I'm taking a breather, but I'm prepared for times such as these. And so, also, like if you have pay cards, like my son used to get paid on the pay card when he worked for AutoZone. I don't know why they didn't just put the money in the account, but if you work on and you have pay cards, get a bank account because it's a lot cheaper than the pay card. And with the bank account, you're actually stacking your cash versus just spending what's on the pay card. Maintaining your credit score, limit or eliminate debt and expenses, only buy what you need. What does free really mean? Somebody tells you something is free, figure out the cost because somebody's paying for it. You may not be paying for it, but it's coming out of somebody's pocket, and free is not really free. So who's paying? Pay your taxes. I know a lot of people say they don't want to pay taxes, but that's a myth that's out there. If you're not paying taxes, that means that you can afford to not pay taxes, not that you're avoiding paying taxes. Because if you're trying to just avoid paying taxes and you owe taxes, it can cause you some trouble. So find an alternative to pay the auto title loans and say no and see your savings accumulate. And this is just, if you go to americasaves.org, it's a really great website. There's americasaves.org for you, but basically what they do is they just kind of give you all these savings tips. So that's a pretty good website. But make saving dollars a community conversation. Does my environment encourage me to spend or save? You know, we have to think about our environment and maybe we need to remove some things from our environment. Am I being a conscious learner of financial matters? Does my bank and credit union offer free financial education? Where can I find free financial education? Most bank credit unions offer free financial education. They may also can tell you about the down payment assistance program. Also, if you go to HUD.gov, they usually have a list of housing council agencies, and they'll tell you about the down payment assistance program. Can I start investing with a small amount? It used to be back in the day where you have to have a large amount to start investing, but now even the larger financial services company like Fidelity, Charles Schwab, some of the other ones, now you only need like maybe $25 to start investing. And I love quotes. This one says, one penny may seem to you a very insignificant thing, but it is a small seed from which fortune springs. The other one says, the management of money is in much the management of self. If heaven allotted to each man 7 guardian angels, 5 of them at least will be found night and day covering over his pockets. And so I know you all have seen this clip before. Y'all remember the old school Lion King? Yeah. I love it. So there's this African proverb that I heard the other day, and it says, if you want to go fast, go alone. If you want to go far, go together. That didn't work. a healthy financial community, which means realize the impact of debt and behavior on our health, define and create a healthy financial community culture, surround community weakness with community strength. Values, values, values. What are our values? You have to remember those, live by them. Have a community vision, implement goals and a plan. Avoid overvaluing material items. A healthy eating and healthy savings community can equal prosperity. Every individual is important to the political system. Barter goods and services. Sometimes if you can't afford to pay cash, somebody that wants willing to provide you a service may actually say, well, hey, I'll take that or whatever that may not be valuable to you, but one man's junk is another man's treasure. Be aware of location-based marketing. That means that, like I was saying the other day, like when you're on the internet and you go to a particular website, even when I went to this website and before I had Googled something, the next thing I knew the topic kept popping up. And the location-based marketing also means that the marketing could be based where our community or whatever community is being a target focus. And so we have to pay attention to the marketing that's happening so we can see if it's something that really benefits us or if it's something that we should be paying attention to or should we be paying attention to it. Inquire about resources available in communities. Costly alternative financial products often prolong financial hardships. Positive behavior change can improve a poverty mindset. Don't allow marketing to dictate behaviors and emotions. And finally, sacrifice short-term gain for long-term success. Together, we can be an informed and smart consumer. Avoid pitfalls of predatory lending. Promote healthy conversations. Be proactive and aware of your money. Be aware of fraudulent scams. I think I've already read those two before. And finally, here's a list of resources. And so, do we have the sign-in sheet? Okay, so if everybody signed the sign-in sheet, if you're interested, I can send this to you. And thank you so much for allowing me to come and speak with you all and for listening to me.
Amen. Let's give Mrs. Green another hand. Amen. Anybody have any other questions? While she's here? Many people know I'm a firm believer of everything she said.
Yeah, we know.
And you know what? I'm not ashamed of it. Because sometimes we let our emotions and other people drive what's going on in our home. And then at the end of the day, we pay for it. We pay for helping other people who make a decision not to take care of their business. And I just believe if you don't want to take care of your business, then I shouldn't have to worry about taking care of your business. You want to go shopping and you want to go do everything else that's more important, and then your rent is due, then obviously you want to be outside. I don't feel no kind of way. Because obviously it ain't important to you. Amen. And I just believe that God gives us wisdom and He gives us principle in the book of Proverbs about taking care of our money and our business. And we have to be good stewards. The word also says that we should be able to give to every good work. But you can't give to every good work if you've been given to all the stores. If you've been shopping and you've been doing everything else, then we can't be a blessing to those people who really do need a blessing. And so I want to be that person. But I'm so appreciative. I didn't really know that I knew her. I've come across her in working with the city of Houston in various community activities. And when I looked, I said, oh, I think I know you. And she has a twin sister. And both of them, I thank God for them because both of them work in public service. They both do programs and educate in the community, which is very critical. This is what I hate that we didn't have more people because let's just face it, in our churches and in our community, especially in the black community, it says start by having healthy conversations. We don't want to talk about money. We want to look like money, but we don't want to talk about money. You know, we drive, and Sister Carol was reminding me that we want to drive Benz and BMWs, and we want to live in the projects or in Section 8 houses. That don't make any sense. And so, if we're going to be better I also want to and nobody would know because we don't look like they're talking about. Amen. That's valuable information. And so we definitely appreciate it, but we also want to give our pastor and first lady a hand for allowing us to do this. We brought this to pastor, and I was saying if we want our church and our community to be better, we got to be more informed. And sometimes people don't know better because they've never been. This information hasn't been shared. And so we want to do more things like this. I think the next couple of weeks we're going to be talking about some other different subjects dealing with our credit and our money, and hopefully it's building the foundation in the spiritual. We have to consider the man who built his house on a rock. When the rain came, when the storm came, he was able to stand. But then that other man that built the house on the sand, when the rain and the storm came, the house was blown away. We want to be the ones that build on the rock. Amen. Amen.
Amen. Amen. Praise God. So like I said, what we're doing now is we're addressing the other nine. We're addressing the other nine. And so we need you to invite your family and friends out because I know we all know somebody that needs some help along the way. And we are presenting this help for them. And so I want to encourage you to invite. I've done a video this past week. I'm going to do another one. Just trying to invite people to be a part of what we're doing because we want everybody. We don't want to leave anyone behind. We want everyone blessed. Am I right? Amen. So somebody need to be blessed. If you need to go drag them here so that they can hear them, because they're not saving right. They're not making wise decisions. Am I right? And it's not rocket science. We all know somebody. So let's bring somebody to the house